Game number 3. Okay, I'm going to close this door. Had to close the door. Dogs and humans are coming outside. Okay, so game number 4. I'm black and my opponent is Ethan Hoops. His rating is a little bit over 1800 and my rating is 1984 here. So let's get into it. E4, E5, F4. I haven't played the King's Gambit, and I don't usually get this over the board. Fair amount of people play it in my online games, but this was somewhat of a surprise. So how I've been playing it in Blitz is I just take and then play G5, which is what I did here. The normal standard way for white to challenge my G5 move is to play H4. And in Bullet and Blitz, usually, if you were to play H4, I would usually play G4, and knight comes to G5. And in some situations, I would play F3 takes and G3. But that's not what happened in this game. I played the kind of awkward looking move knight H6. The reason for this move is just it's easier to guard G5. So if the knight were to come to E7 or F6, then my queen's protection of G5 is interrupted. So knight H6 is just a way to quickly develop the bishop to G7 and then just castle. He played D4. I played bishop G7, and I'm just ready to castle here. If I can get castled, then I'm usually feeling pretty decent. Now, he did manage to sort of blow the position open by sacrificing a piece. So castling short in the King's Gambit is not necessarily going to keep you safe. So he played knight C3, knight C6, E4. At this moment, I'm feeling pretty decent. I always have this D6 break in the back pocket. You could make an argument that E5 is premature here. Yes, he's attacking F7, but again, my knight on H6 is helping with that. And if he ever pushes D5, we can just take here. Sorry. Take here. So yeah. So I castled. At this point, I was pretty happy with my position. He played bishop D2, which is kind of awkward looking. If you're going to play the King's Gambit, you really need to play H4 like early, because that's the main way to challenge black. Otherwise, if black's able to develop and solidify this pawn structure, he's just up a pawn. So bishop D2 was marked as a mistake by the computer. I played G4, and this is the moment where he sacrificed a piece for activity. Bishop takes F4. I didn't see any knockout blow or anything, so I saw no reason to not accept the sacrifice. So I took on F3, queen takes, and then I just took this pawn because why not? I'm attacking the queen. He's not castled yet. He played queen E4. Now, I thought at this moment for quite a while, I did consider playing D5. takes. I thought that was okay. But I ended up playing knight h to f5, which at first glance it looks like it just loses to g4, because then this knight will have to move and this one will be unguarded, right? But I was banking on queen h4 in that situation. So if we go into this just a little bit, queen h4, say queen d2. If he tries to like yeah, there is a check here. And there's also this move, but yeah, I guess you can give the piece back like this, and this is somehow okay. I didn't see that far. I just saw queen h4 check, and I saw his king was going to be out in the open, and I was planning on things like d5 or d6 to blow up in the center. And mind you, I'm a piece up here, so if I do have to give the piece back and his king's still in the open, then I'm not too concerned about it. He did not play g4, he castled long. And I also spent a little bit of time here before I played this move. c5. And the reason for c5 is then if he plays g4, I can play like knight h4. And I was always planning on playing d5 and sacking a pawn for activity and possibly getting my bishop to f5 to complete development and attack his queen. So I played c5, just guard this knight. And then he finally played g4 and I played knight h4. So you can see this knight is guarded now by c4. My next move, or two, was going to be d5. He played rook d3, which was marked as a mistake. Another reason why I liked knight h4 was because in case the g file opened, I would be able to back the knight up to g6 and at the very minimum give the piece back. So he played rook d3. I finally played d5. Knight takes d5. Now I saw here at this moment that knight to f6 check could be very dangerous if I didn't pay attention. I also played this. Knight d6 immediately is not like losing because I can just take it. But I played this kind of crazy looking move, bishop takes g4. Computer doesn't like it a ton, but it's also not any huge blunder. Still -2 advantage. And he probably, yeah, like the computers recommend, he probably should have just played rook to g1, and he's going to be exerting some pressure down the g file. He had sort of a, I don't know what he had a brain fart or something, because he played bishop h3. And his idea was, if I took here, then he was going to immediately play knight f6 check, which is threatening queen h7 mate, so I would have to give up my queen, and he'd be winning. He just missed that I take his bishop with check, and I'm up 2 pieces now. Yes, the king is a little airy, but I also saw this, like I have bishop to f5, can bring the bishop back, bring the knight in to support this other knight, and yeah, it's just completely winning now. So by the eval of the computer afterward, he had 3 inaccuracies, 3 blunders, 69% accuracy overall. I had 1 inaccuracy, 2 mistakes, 0 blunders, average. Centipon lost 29 with an 87% average or accuracy overall. So I'm pretty happy with that game. It got a bit wild, but um, I did sort of keep it under control. No major mistakes. So yeah, I won this game, and at this point, I was at 2.5 out of 3. Wait, no. What was I at? 2.5 out of 4. No. I won the first one, I lost the second one, and then I won the 2. I was on 2 out of 3 at this point. So I was feeling pretty good. I had 2 more games, and, you know, 2 out of 3 is a great place to be at in a 5-round tournament. So that was that. I'm pretty happy with the game overall. He just got super embarrassed after he saw that I was taking his bishop with check, and he like left the tournament. He just left after that round and rode away on his motorcycle. So that's that. Next game I'm gonna go over is the one versus Daniel Herman, which is probably maybe the most painful game, because I was winning. I was completely winning, and I flubbed up something near the end in the end game, and it became a draw. So yeah, the last 2 games are both draws. So thank you for watching, and I will see you. I will see you in the next one, okay? Let's say Ethan. Alright, thanks guys. We'll see you next time.